up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Inside the Vinyl, Lost Classics. This time I'm going to focus on an album that some people may look at me and wonder, well, why is that considered a lost classic? This is an album that is beloved by many a heavy metal fan, but in my opinion isn't held in high enough regard. And I am referring to Judas Priest 1990 record, Painkiller. So let's just go ahead and put that up right there. Hopefully everybody can see that. Again, this was released in September of 1990. It was the first album with drummer Scott Travis, who replaced Dave Holland. Scott Travis has been with the band ever since. It was produced by Judas Priest and another gentleman named Chris Sangarides. I'll put that up here because I'm not sure I'm saying that right. And interestingly enough, this was the first album that, since the 70s, that they had done without the production work of Tom Allen. So pretty interesting. They were moving in a different direction. The album was completed in early 1990, but it was delayed until late 1990 or later because of the subliminal messaging trial that Priest was going through, where parents were claiming that Judas Priest and their music was responsible for two gentlemen attempting suicide. All of that came out in the wash, and Judas Priest were acquitted or, found, not guilty of any wrongdoing. So that was good, I guess. So the album, again, it's kind of hard to talk about an album being a lost classic, when it's sold decently. I mean, this album has been certified gold for 500,000 sold. And again, it is praised by many in the metal community, as one of the great heavy metal albums of the time. This is by far the heaviest record they ever made. I think even still to this day, the Ripper O and stuff, was heavier, but it wasn't as heavy as this. And I don't think any of the records they've made since, in more recent times have been as heavy as this record is. This was the last record that they made with Rob Halford before he left in 1992. The last record they made with him until 2005, The Angel of Retribution. It was a total return to form after the two previous records, Turbo, which is very 80s, and Ram It Down, which was, I guess, supposed to be the follow, Turbo Part 2, but they cleaned it up due to the negative impact of the Turbo album. So then they turn around, a couple years later in 1990 and just come back with one of the most blistering heavy metal albums you've ever heard in your entire life. So let's check it out. So this was a reissue. I don't know that I've ever seen an original from 1990, but this was part of, I'm not even sure what year, and even with my glasses I can't really read that. But this was, one of the reissues along with all the rest of their classic Sony Records catalog. So anyway, here's the front cover, a very iconic Judas Priest cover. Here's the back. With the track listings and everything else listed. And I mean, God, where do you even start? I'm just going to rifle off all 10 songs on here because they're all classics. And, Painkiller, which, the drum intro alone is like strobe lights on vinyl. It's crazy. Hell Patrol, All Guns Blazing, Leather Rebel, Metal Meltdown, which has a smoking guitar solo right at the beginning. It's really awesome. Nightcrawler, Between the Hammer and the Anvil. A Touch of Evil, which is probably one of, outside of the title track, is probably one of the most, the most popular song from this record. Battle Hymn, and then of course One Shot of Glory. Just amazing, amazing, amazing record. Every song on here is awesome. There is no filler whatsoever on this record. My favorite Judas Priest record, I think it's better than British Steel. It's better than Screaming for Vengeance. It's better than anything. The last album they made a few years ago, Firepower, was great and probably the most comparable to this record, but still, this record, in my opinion, stands alone as the quintessential Judas Priest record. That's just my opinion, whatever. Feels like there's too much room in here to shake around. There's a little bit of damage on the top and bottom of this, even though I bought this brand new. Anyway, so again, here's the cover, here's the back. I don't know there's much going on the inside here, but we'll take a look anyway. So on one side, you have the lyric sheet and probably some production credits and different things. And then, of course, over here you have, the cover of the record again without the Priest and Painkiller logos, but still, that's pretty cool. And then this is 180 gram vinyl, so it's a little bit heavier. But as far as the inserts on the, or not the inserts, but the stickers in the middle of the record, this one's pretty basic, just has the band's logo and the songs on the record. And then if we flip it, the sticker in the middle there again has the copy of what I assume is the Hellion on the, saw blade motorcycle. I don't know. And the sticker in the middle of the record. So really, really cool. Really, really cool. Like I said, I can't say enough about this record. I was a casual Judas Priest fan, when this record came out, and since then, they've become one of my favorite all-time heavy metal bands. The fact that they're not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is a travesty. And one little piece of information I thought was interesting before, it's interesting for me, before I go, is, when I was a kid, just like any kid, I wanted to be, either a rock star or a professional wrestler, right? Well, I can't sing or play any instrument, so that was out. But the wrestling thing, for years, I wanted to be, my wrestling character be the Painkiller, and I wanted to come out to the title track Painkiller from this album. And, just when those drums hit, just the strobes going off everywhere, as the drum intro goes. And then, just when it starts, I'm just standing in the entranceway like, ugh, whatever. But I never learned how to wrestle, or be a professional wrestler or really did anything with it. So at 45, I think that ship has sailed. And now it's just something I can dream about, like, oh, what if, whatever. But again, check it out, Judas Priest Painkiller, whether you buy it on vinyl, whether you find an old CD somewhere, or you pick it up off iTunes. Should check this out. This is one of the best heavy metal albums of all time, in my opinion. So, I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for checking out the channel. Thanks for checking out the show. If you like what you heard, subscribe to my channel. Check out my other videos, Lost Classics, unboxing the vinyls. And then I'm also starting a new series on live records, which will probably include Judas Priest at some point, so check those out. And I also have concert footage, Exit 111, Welcome to Rockville, from back in the day when we could still go to concerts. Thanks coronavirus. And if you want to go to concerts, get vaccinated. That's about as political as this show's ever going to get. And if you're into disc golf, I have some really mediocre disc golf footage featuring some very mediocre players, myself included, in my West Side Disc shirt here. So anyway, if you like what you saw, check it out, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Peace.